Hi everyone, Cendril here, and welcome to Fire Emblem 6, Binding Blade, or also known as Sword of Seals. This is the game that Roy comes from. A lot of you requested this, and so I decided to post a video asking whether you all would like to see me play Fire Emblem 6 or not. And it was an overwhelming yes. There were one or two no's, but a far more yeses. So we're going to play through FE6. This never was released in English, so I'm playing a ROM of this, and I'm using a translation patch. I'm using the really old one, so there's going to be a lot of different translation errors and things like that. There is a far better one out now that you can find on Serenus Forest that has a lot more done to it. But I just want to play through the game, so I'm just going to use this really old patch that I have, and it'll get the job done. I'll try to make some corrections and things that as I see them. And so all the names are going to be like the really old names as well. So instead of the ones used in Awakening, I think Awakening had to where you could get FE6 characters, so they have a whole bunch of different names and things like that. But like I said, I'm playing the really old translation version. Anything else before I start I would like to go over? Why are you all doing this to me? No, just kidding. Why? Why are you doing this to me? No, I should be saying it like Krillin. Why? What? Anyway, no, I really don't like FE6, but don't turn away, please. Don't tune out yet. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this LP, because I'll get to say the things I don't like about FE6, and even though I don't like Fire Emblem 6, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this, I promise. There'll be a ton of laughs. I won't get super salty. Instead, we'll laugh at a lot of the things. Hopefully. I have just to put that out there. Some of you said, I don't want you to play it if you're not going to have fun. Well, I'm going to have fun. Don't worry about that. We'll have a lot of fun together. Even if I do get maybe a little salty at different parts, I'm going to be laughing a lot and just about the whole thing. Like I have a very positive attitude going into this. So even when things go completely wrong, like I know they're going to, we're going to have a lot of fun and smile. So just stick with me. This will be hopefully a really fun Let's Play. If you don't know much about Fire Emblem, check out my Fire Emblem 7 Let's Play, because I use that as like a springboard for everything. I really took a new player-friendly approach to that. I went over a ton of mechanics, all the Fire Emblem mechanics at that point that were out. I went over all of that. I went over some staples of Fire Emblem, some things that you see in different things, some lore. I just really went all out to make it super friendly for people that have never played a Fire Emblem game. So if you're in that boat, I'm not going to be going over too many things here in this Let's Play. Check that one out. Check out my Fire Emblem 7 Let's Play. You'll get a ton out of it, and it was a blast to play through. It was a ton of fun. For the rest of you, here we go. Chapter 1, Dawn of Destiny. Now, because I'm using the super old translation patch, all of this is still in Japanese, so we're just going to skip that. The people of the continent Elib have been spreading technology and civilization for some time now, after the dragons had been defeated in the Dragon-Human Wars. Fire Emblem 6 takes place 20 years after Fire Emblem 7, so Fire Emblem 7 was a prequel. Just keep that in mind. It's very important. This game came first, but it's set in the future from Fire Emblem 7, because Fire Emblem 7 was a prequel. In the west resides the Kingdom of Etruria, which has the highest level of civilization in Elib. The Kingdom of Bern, the military and a practical and pragmatic attitude about life, is located in the east. These are the two strongest nations in Elib, and the lesser nations are located between them. There is the Lycian Alliance, which is under joint relationship of various dukes. The people of the Knights Union of Ilia are hard at work cultivating the snowy wastelands in the north. In Sakai live various clans which lived through the plains on horseback. Though there were occasional clashes between nation-states, there was a general sense of balance of power and peace in Ilia. However, that balance was suddenly disrupted. King Zephyl, ruler of the Kingdom of Bern, has sent his forces out to conquer the rest of Ilia. Bern's forces invaded Sakai and Ilia and mercilessly massacred all who stood against them. And now, Bern has shown signs of invading the Lycia Alliance. A youth named Roy was in Lycia's largest territory, Ostia. He was sent as a transfer student to train to become the next Duke of Faerie. However, Eliwood, who has fallen ill, has sent for Roy to return home. Just around that time, Lelina, the princess of Ostia, had traveled to Lycia to pay her respects to Eliwood. After getting the message, Roy hurried on his way back home, taking with him his loyal knights and Bors, a knight from Ostia responsible for Lelina's safety. The story begins when Roy had reached an area just on the outskirts of Faerie. Chapter 1, Dawn of Destiny. And yes, it is that Eliwood that was talked about. The Eliwood from Fire Emblem 7.
Boss! The residents of the castle have hidden themselves inside.
Even Eliwood, the greatest knight in Lycia, can't beat an illness, eh?
You were right when you said there wouldn't be many soldiers around here, because they're getting ready to take on Bern.
Of course. Who do you think I am? Well, you never know when reinforcements are going to come. Alright, kill off the guys in the castle while we still got time. Then the treasure's all ours.
Castles ain't the only places with treasure. Let's go ransack the villages and get some loot.
Master Eliwood, the bandits from Bone Mountain are attacking us.
I see. Blast. If I weren't in this state, I'd teach them a lesson. Mr. Eliwood?
Lelina, you must hide somewhere. This castle's gonna become a battlefield.
No, sir. I'll fight too.
Don't be ridiculous. If something happened to you, I wouldn't know what to say to Hector. And yes, that Hector from Fire Emblem 7.
To my father? But...
It's going to be alright. Roy should be here by now. So if we can hold our own until then, we can drive off these bandits. Merlinus, I want you to send a messenger to Roy, informing him of this attack immediately. Yes, sir!
Ah, it's Lance! What's the matter? Why are you in such a hurry?
Master Roy, bandits have appeared and are attacking the castle as we speak.
What? Is Lord Eliwood safe?
He's inside defending against the bandits' attacks, but I don't know how long he can last with his illness. Excuse me, Lance, is Lady Lelina safe? Are you from Ostia? Lady Lelina's in the castle. She should be alright, as long as Lord Eliwood's with her, but he can't last forever.
No. I shouldn't have let Lelina go to the castle before me. Lord Roy, regret won't solve anything. We must recapture the castle.
All is right. We must hurry.
Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's go! We're gonna save those trapped in the castle!
Welcome to Fire Emblem 6. There is no tutorial. It's actually in the extra section on that on the main page there. Like the main menu. It is under extras, and you can play the tutorial there. Not going to do that. FE6 is brutal. FE6 lives to hate you. The game here pulls no punches, and it's a really... Compared to other first maps and a lot of other Fire Emblems, this is a really tough map in Fire Emblem. It is easy to lose a unit here if you're not careful. Speaking of units, let's go over all of them. You're last. Let's start with Marcus. Yes, it's that Marcus, and he is... You thought he was old in the first game, well, not the first game, this is the first game. You thought he was old in 7, of course this is 20 years in the future, he's super old now. Veteran is kind, a veteran knight serving Ferae, Roy's teacher in the martial arts. He is a paladin, promoted cavaliers with solid stats all around. He is a paladin, which means he can use swords, lances, and axes, just barely on these two though. He only has E and D, but he has A rank in lances. His stats for a pre-promoted unit are and you're gonna hear me say that a lot about the pre-promoted units in this game. Let me put up Marcus's stat gross on the screen. For those of you that are new to the way I do Fire Emblem games, I put the stat gross on the screen for the characters, that way you can see it as I go over them. Marcus is bad. He's bad in this game. He is your Jagan unit for sure. Use him to take some hits for you. That's about it. Do not have him kill anything. Only 25 strength, 60 HP, 20 skill. He doesn't have anything above the 25 in stat growths. He's bad. Which is sad, because I kind of like Marcus, but he's not good in this game. Do not use him. Don't let him, especially right now, where he'd just be getting low amounts of EXP. If you absolutely, positively just have to use Marcus, wait a while. That way he actually gets a decent amount of EXP. He's just not a good unit. That's about all I have to say about Marcus. I'll be giving his equipment to other people. Here's Walt, an archer serving Ferae, Roy's milk brother. I'm not sure what they mean by that. You know, again, bad translation. Probably like half brother or like blood brother or something like that. Foot soldiers use, just like a best friend, basically. Foot soldiers who use bows to attack enemies at a distance. This is Rebecca's son from Fire Emblem 7. That Rebecca. So guess where he's gonna be sitting. But if you want to use him, he typically turns out to be a good archer. Let me throw his stat curves on the screen. Notice the 0 resistance? Don't worry about that. Most units in this game have terrible resistance. Get used to it. 80 HP, 40 strength, 50 skill, 40 speed, 40 luck, 20 defense, and 10 resistance. That's about right. That's about right for an archer. Low defensive stats, good skill, good speed. He actually has good strength growth for an archer. 40's not bad. 80 HP is really good too, and 40 speed. As long as the RNG doesn't hate you, which it can, but as long as it doesn't hate you, well, it turns out to be a pretty good archer. I'm not going to be using him, but one other thing to note, just because of how the maps are laid out in this game, archers tend to have a tough time. You'll see what I mean as I go through. I don't think they're as good as they are in other Fire Emblem games. So that's just my opinion on that. Feel free to give Walt a try and see what you think. He has an iron bow and a Volinary, which is nice, and a D rank in bows to start with. Next are our red and green cavaliers. Of course, gotta have them in a Fire Emblem game. The red cavalier is Alan, knight serving Ferae. He is a cavalier, level 1. He also has 0 resistance. Again, get used to that. Let me throw up his stat gross on the screen. 85 HP, 45 strength is good, 40 skill is good, 45 speed, 40 luck, 25 defense. I wish he had a higher defense growth. I'm going to be saying that a lot too, get used to that. And only a 10 resistance. He's probably never going to get resistance. That being said, as long as you keep him away from the spellcasters, or he kills the spellcaster before it gets to swing, he ends up being a really good cavalier. Again, it's all based on RNG and stat growths, but I can just say like, when I say those type of things, I'm just going off his bases and his stat growths, and just what he typically ends up being, and my own personal experience as well. I've always found Alan to be a very good Cavalier, which is nice. He's got to survive the first couple of maps and get a couple of levels, and you just hope to see a lot of what he's good at. A lot of HP, a lot of strength, skill, and speed. And the luck's not bad either. He has 40 luck. But he's not going to take hits very well. What he's going to end up doing is running up and just killing a unit really fast. Shock troop style. That being said, if that 25 defense does end up proccing a couple of times, he's going to be a fantastic unit. I highly recommend giving Alan a try. If the growths don't go right, I'll put him on the bench, but he has a good chance. Iron Sword and an Iron Lance to start with. The Green Cavalier is Lance. Now, you know what's shocking? He's actually a really good Cavalier as well. Both Alan and Lance are good. Knight Serving Fairy. His bases are slightly different from... Wish I could just go straight to Alan. Wish they were next to each other. Lance has more speed, but less strength. They have the same 6 defense and 0 resistance. Let me throw Lance's stat growth on the screen. Yes, the first episode is a lot of explanation. Please forgive me. That's just how it has to be, because there's a lot going on when we first jump into a game, especially a Fire Emblem game. He has, compared to Alan, Lance has a little less HP growth, a little less strength, but a little more skill and speed, a little less luck, a little less defense, and a little more resistance. But they're pretty equal. So Lance is going to end up, just by virtue of just the stat growths, a little more skill and speed, but a little less strength and luck and defense. They're pretty around the same, which means Lance also has a really good chance to be a good unit. I hope it ends up that way. If one or both of them end up not being a good unit, then of course we'll put them on the bench for other units. But they have a good chance. He has an Iron Sword and a Javelin. Javelins weigh 11. I don't remember what they weighed in 7, but I don't think they were that heavy. I think they weighed 9. They may have weighed 11. Anyway, the hit on them is terrible at a 55. I can tell you that. Good luck hitting. Just good luck hitting in this game in general. Hit percentages are a thing. Here's Boars. Knight Serving Ostia. That's right. He's an Armor Knight. 11 defense. That is awesome. All the rest of his stats aren't great. Kind of like Armor Knight style. He has 7 strength, which isn't bad. But really low speed, of course. He's an Armor Knight. But he's got 11 defense. Let me throw up Boar's stat growth on the screen. Now, I really like Boar's. Just look at his face. Doesn't his face just scream tank? Like, his face even looks like armor. 90 HP growth. I wish he had a higher defense growth. It's at 35, but that's actually one of the highest you're gonna get in the game, is 35. Yeah, that's one of the highest defense growths you're gonna get, is 35. So, I mean, all things considered, he's got good defense growth for Fire Emblem 6. 50 luck, 40 speed, which is kind of high for an Armor Knight, which is awesome. Only 30 strength and 30 skill. If you can get those to proc quite a few times, Boars will be awesome. He has 14 con too. No weapons weighing him down. Not easily, anyway. He has an Iron Lance to start with. That's what he uses. He uses lances. He also starts with the C in it. But he starts at level 1, which is awesome. It means he gets all of his levels to grow. I'm hoping Boars turns out well. I typically don't use Armor Knights too much in Fire Emblem games. I always take like 1. Just because I like a super tanky unit. But I might end up using Armor Knights more here in FE6. You'll see. Alright. The moment you've all been waiting for. Here's Roy. Next heir to Fairy, he's the protagonist of this story. If he dies, game over. He's your main lord. A young heir training himself to prepare for the rule over his land. He starts with the rapier, but he doesn't have another weapon. Guess where Marcus's iron sword is going to? The rapier is not very good in this game. It only has a power of 5 and a crit of 10. It has 95 hit, but compared to the iron sword, it's not that much better. The thing to use for it is it's strong against armored. So if it's a tanky unit, I think it's also strong against cavalry like it is in FE7. But unless you're getting like the super effectiveness of the rapier, it's better just to use an iron sword. Save the rapier for units that are weak to it. And he also has a volt. 5 skill, 5 strength, 5 skill, 7 speed, 7 luck, 5 defense, and of course no resistance again. Only a 6 constitution, which is wish he had a higher constitution. But here's Roy. Let me throw up his stat growths on the screen. His stat growths are actually not, in some respects, not as good as his father's, Ellwood from FE7. He has 40 HP. The 40 strength growth is not bad. 50 skill, 40 speed, 60 luck. He gets a ton of luck for whatever reason. 25 defense and 30 resistance. That's right, Roy actually has a resistance growth stat, so he has a chance to actually get res. But he's a terrible lord. You may look at his stat growths and go, Cendril, what are you talking about? Roy's stat growths aren't that bad. Sure, his bases aren't exactly great, but he's got some pretty good stat growths. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. But 2 things. 1, I'm not gonna spoil, but just wait. By the end of the game, I'll have a great, a great reason why Roy is a terrible lord. So there's that. But 2, Roy lives to hate me for whatever reason. Like, the times I played FE6, he loves to just not grow right for me. Roy is a super hit or miss lord for whatever reason. I guess every lord is to some degree, but Roy really is. Like, there is no in between. I have seen Roy be I've seen a few good Roys. The legends are true, but I know I've gotten just garbage luck with Roy as a lord, so I fully expect him to just grow like garbage for me and be even more terrible. True story. I did a test recording before this, and I got Roy 1 level. He grew nothing. He didn't even get his 80% HP growth. He didn't give me anything. And I was just like, well, if that's how it is off-screen, because you all know how the LP or curse works, when you start recording, things go wrong. If that's how he's going to be off-screen, we're going to have a fun time. Alright, now the terrible part about all this, actually going. We're gonna have to be careful here. Boris is gonna have a super tough time here at the start because Iron Lance. So, I need to trade. Give you that. And I'm gonna give the, Silver Lance to Boris. You can use it later. Okay. Let's get started. Yay, weapon triangle! Please don't get hit. Alright. Good job, Lance. Now, Lance can't kill, but neither will Alan. Lance doesn't have the strength, even though he doubles. And, Alan doesn't have the speed. Go figure, right? Unless he crits! Oh. Good job! Actually dodged. Oh, and in the test recording, who was it? I want to say it was Walt. Yeah, it was Walt. Missed a 92. So that's fun. Well, it's not going to be much help here at the beginning either, because I just want him to not die. So that's a thing. We're going to move Elliewood. I don't want him to get hit by both, because that'd be bad. Now, you may notice you're missing something in this party. I'll give you a minute. Curses! Reinforcements already? They ain't getting to the castle so easily. Roy! Getting hit by that 38. Thanks, Roy. See, I told you. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Thanks, Roy. Alan! No! Come on, fellas. You're gonna swing at Alan. Good dodge. Alright, now a few things you need to know about FE6. The enemy AI, I actually know. So I'm gonna try to use that to my advantage. So here's how the enemy AI will work. The enemy AI will always go for doing the most damage. Unless it can kill somebody. So the AI has priority. Priority 1 is if it can kill a unit, have a chance to, it's going after that unit. Priority 2, if it can't kill a unit, now I may be getting this a little wrong, but this is just a good way to... I'm pretty right on this at minimum. Priority 2, the enemy will want to do the most damage it possibly can, ignoring hit rate, which there's the key. That can help you a lot, like being in a forest or something, okay? Actually, priority 2 is to hit a unit that is defenseless, which means that can't counterattack. That's priority 2. So priority 1 is kill, priority 2 is to hit a unit that's defenseless, priority 3 is, after that, is to do the most damage it possibly can. All of this is regardless of hit rate. So if your unit is super dodgy, like by being in a force and getting a ton of avoidance, or just having a ton of speed, you can try to roll the dice and play that to your advantage. It's just something to think about. Now, speaking of being defenseless, Marcus is going to take some hits for me. 'Cause he's a cool guy like that. If they can reach him. Man, come on, let's get Boris to kill. Oh. I wanted to try. But like I said, Boris has a tough time here because a lot of the units have axes for like the first couple of chapters. so it's tough for Boris, sadly. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to... Can you kill the archer? Ah! Of course not. Oh! Wish you would have done that first time, Alan, but still, alright. 2% crit. Thanks, Alan. Next. We'll have Lance take a few swings. Good. Don't worry about the village. Where do you think Marcus is going? Okay. Let's not get Roy killed. I'm gonna try to feed Roy as much as possible. Yeah, just because I don't trust. I don't trust Roy not getting it. And that will do it for this turn. Good dodge. Alright, first level of FE6. Here we go. Alan, come on. Strength, skill, speed. I am fine with that. Good man. Didn't get the 85% HP growth, which is weird, but that's okay. He'll get that. Hopefully. I mean, he should. Odds are in my favor there. But he got strength, skill, and speed. I am happy with that. Those are the stats that Alan needs to get because that's what he's good at. Alright, Marcus, go get me money. Why do I say that?
Hey, aren't you knights going to the castle? This may not be much, but it's something we'd really like to offer you. Please use it well.
5,000 something received. 5,000 plastic spoons received. 5,000 toothpicks. No, it's 5,000 gold. Next, let's get Roy a kill. Haha, except Roy can't get it. Boars, help me. Yeah! Awesome. Now, you can visit the houses. They have various tips for you. Thank you for not missing Roy. Such as, you know, you need money, your weapons break, just, you know, various helpful information there. Alright, you have an iron axe. You can come down here and swing at somebody. Probably boars. The boss for this map and everyone over him is Damas, the leader of the brigands roaming around Faerie. He is a fighter. Axe wielder. He has a steel axe, which has practically no hit. It has a hit of 50. And he has 5 skill with it. So, he's also weighed down by 4 because of it. So he really doesn't have a 6 speed. He has a speed of 2. Everybody but Boris is doubling him. And Boris shouldn't be swinging at him anyway. However, all of that said, if he does hit, he has an attack of 20. He's gonna wreck somebody if he hits. Be wary, I may have Marcus kill him, just so I don't have the headache. We'll see. That's gonna do it for this turn. You come down here. Wow, you don't double him, Roy? Come on. Okay, Lance, you're going to move up here. Use the forest to your advantage. Okay. And you don't kill unless you crit, so that's good. Then I can give Roy the kill. Ah, don't get hit, Alan. Oh man, already getting hit by those 40s. You know it. Something I must note about Roy's animation with the, oh, here we go. Here it is. Roy's first level. HP strength skill. How dare you? How dare you actually get stats? Wow, he actually got strength and skill. I'm shocked. And his HP. Better than that 0 level I had, so I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. What was I talking about? I got completely sidetracked by Roy. Roy and his level. I don't remember. Sorry. Lots of things going on in the mind. Lots of things to go over. Make sure I go over as much as I possibly can. In there. Alright, let's visit these. Just say I did. You! Guess what? Money is important. If you don't have it, your weapons will rust and you can't fight without your weapons. Basically, you need to have money because, weapons break. So you need to buy new weapons. There we go. I really don't remember what I was talking about. I got completely sidetracked by Roy and actually getting stats. Okay, Roy can finish that guy off. Lance is gonna need an iron sword, speaking of weapons. Swinging twice with it like that. Okay, nope. There. Now you can hit Marcus right there. I'll have Alan visit this. Hey, if you want to do well in battle, you better use the terrain wisely. Like if you're in a forest, the trees will cover you. There's no way enemies will have an easy time in that situation. Yes, as I have demonstrated right here. I could have half-wolf attack. Why? Oh, I'll regret that eventually. Don't you worry. Yeah! Good job, boys! Woo! Thought for sure they would try to hit Marcus. Maybe because they can't do any damage to Marcus, even though he's defenseless. There's some give and take with that, but... Boars! Okay, move up. Move here. Do we have a hand axe? I don't think so, but I better make sure. No, okay. I didn't think so, not in the first map, but better safe than sorry. Bring him over here, Marcus. Enter. Nope, wants to hit the Lord. Of course. Roy's a prime target as well. Then he loves to do damage to Roy. Try to anyway, because if Roy dies, that's it. There's the archer. That's annoying. Yeah, with that +1 strength that Roy actually got. Does 10 damage. Good job, Roy. Lance really didn't get hit, so he can go up here. Puts him at 90? Yeah. Hopefully Lance will get strength. That would be ideal. That ends the strength. Oh, Lance! Alright, but that gets Lance's first level. Come on. Level 2. HP, speed, defense. Huh, actually got defense. I'll live with that. I'm okay with that. How dare you? Oh, wow, Roy actually dodged. Yay! Getting close to the end music. Speaking of, this is just going to be a super long episode, I guess. Bye. Okay, Lance, how does this look? 12 if you get hit. You don't get doubled, though. Wait there. Also, boss does not have a ranged attack, so guess who can actually help? You idiots! Can't you guys take on them? Take these guys on? Yeah, there's a lot of cussing in the old translation patch. I don't understand why. I mean, this was a Nintendo game, so there wouldn't be any of that. So I'm gonna try to just censor all of it out. Yep, alright. Yep, you get back 2 HP. You get back, I believe it's... Oh, Lance, don't get hit. Got hit by a 30. Not even the Volinary helps him now. Lame. I believe you always get, on like forts and castles and things like that, it's 10% of your HP rounded down. 10% of your max HP rounded down. 5 times 14 if you hit. Well, we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna wait there. Walt's gonna shoot his iron bow. And miss. Good dodge, Roy. Actually do stuff! Yeah. I need you to hit, Walt. Good, alright. Time to be a bit risky. I have Marcus here anyway. We're gonna attack, and if Roy hits both times, that'll do it. What the? Strong. And that gets Roy a lot of EXP and another level. How does this one go? Level 3. HP skill. Yeah, that's more what I'm used to. Well, there you go. The only person that can capture points is Roy. So we're gonna have to end this turn. And then Roy captures this point, we'll be done. But I'm gonna end this episode here because we'll get the conversation and all of that stuff. And I'll just save that for next time, wherein we'll do that and kind of start up the second chapter as well. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun. Until the next episode, I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.